Hey guys, Coach Castle here, and welcome to the Academic Athlete. And today I'm going to be going over something a lot of you have probably heard many times. You've heard it in context, you've heard other people talk about it, but you're not sure what it means. The mind-muscle connection. So today we're going to be discussing the mind-muscle connection, what it is and what it isn't. So just let's go ahead and get into it per usual, guys. Try to keep everything as simple as I can for you. Take all the complicated science and explain it very simply so you guys can just go ahead and apply it. And if you find that helpful, remember to like, share, subscribe, comment. You know the drill, guys. It's YouTube. Help me out so I can reach more people. Most people don't know this stuff, don't know how to articulate it, or aren't interested in sharing it for free. So help me, help you, help everyone else. So anyways, the mind-muscle connection. Easiest way to explain it is you are able to activate more of your muscle fibers as well as isolate the muscle better, essentially making greater gains faster. The reason for this is basically focus in a nutshell. Now, that focus being applied to the targeted muscle. As we already know, muscles can only pull in a straight line, insertion to origin, one point to the other point. They come together via muscle sliding theory, which is why a muscle bunches up in the middle when it contracts as opposed to on one side or the other side. Muscle sliding theory, they pull towards one another. Now, obviously, if I'm doing a bicep curl and I have anything from 5 to 100-pound dumbbell, and I'm able to strictly control it and I go up and down, I will be activating a large number of my muscle fibers. Of course, I'll be activating just about all of them because that's what muscle fibers do. They all or nothing contraction principle. Either they're all working or they're not. However, you can get the same exact benefits with lighter weights or with heavier weights, provided you're applying this type of intrinsic or internal focus when you're doing the exercise. So just to highlight this, the easiest way I could explain this to you all is just to have you guys run a little experiment real quick. So, grab a dumbbell, grab something heavy, you're holding it at your side, go ahead, do a 5-pound dumbbell curl up and down with good form. You know what that feels like, that's nice. Get a heavier dumbbell, maybe 15 pounds, something you can manage that's heavier. Do the same thing. It will feel more challenging, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you're feeling the muscle more. So take that same weight, do another repetition. This time add a twist to it. As you guys know, you're going to twist the wrist to maximize the contraction of the bicep. Now you'll feel the bicep more. Go up, twist, contract, squeeze at the top as much as you possibly can. You'll feel the bicep even more. Now we're going to add another component to it. This is the intrinsic focus. An easy way to think about this is you're just flexing the whole time. So even without holding a weight, I'll get as close as I can, you can see me doing it. I'm going to pretend I'm holding a weight, squeeze my bicep as if I'm flexing it on a stage. Now, as I'm doing this, I'm going to be continuously resisting, squeezing, and flexing the bicep. You can probably see my arm shaking, it's quivering quite a bit. I'm going to get to the very top, squeeze as hard as I can, and as I'm lowering it, I am still flexing as hard as I can as I am lowering it. Now the entire movement, that whole bicep curl, I am really locked in on my bicep. I'm really feeling it. I'm feeling it in a different way than I've ever felt it during exercise before. That's because not only am I moving it through a biomechanically perfect exercise movement pattern, not only am I fully contracting the muscle with the twist, not only is it inside the perfect resistance curve, also, all of the muscle fibers are being fired. By me focusing on it and squeezing in that particular way, I'm also putting more fluid in there. This is sarcoplasmic fluid. This is causing the fascia around the muscle to get even more stretched and get little micro tears in it. This fascia is like a second skin that goes around the muscle. Each little muscle fiber bundles. These bundles are all together. Got the fascia going over top of it. Links it to other muscle groups. You get the idea. So anyways, that stretching of the fascia is actually going to enhance your hypertrophy or your size just by focusing on the muscle. Now, I'm demonstrating with the bicep, of course, but you can very easily imagine, knowing biomechanics correctly, how each and every single movement pattern ends with a full contraction inside the correct resistance curve. And if you can feel, say the tricep, you can feel that contraction in your tricep really hard at the back, slowly work your way up. As you're holding that contraction, it's helpful to keep touching it with your other hand, keep kind of tapping it, keep your mind on the muscle, close your eyes, and you don't even need weights. You can consider this part of your posing practice. You will be astonished by how incredibly difficult this is. So here's how my advice is going to be. Say you have arm day, whatever your next arm day is. Before you do your arm day, and this is something I speak about all the time, but decide what is the function of your arm day. Because hopefully, if you're following this channel, you know every muscle group only has one best movement pattern, one best way to exercise it. Doesn't matter if it's a body weight cable, dumbbell, etc. There's just one best way to train every muscle. That's what I educate people on. One of the many things I teach. Now, second thing is if you already know that muscle pathway for all of the muscles, you're already doing it. You're already very familiar with it. But that doesn't mean you have a good mind-muscle connection with those muscles. So how would you gain it? By practicing without weight, just the way I showed you, flexing, tapping, going through full range of movement with no weight. And then your next arm day, leg day, core day, whatever it may be, incorporate this. So when you're doing your bicep curls, do your regular weight, but close your eyes, really focus, squeeze those biceps as it's coming up, make it extra hard, and slowly as you go down. Now this is intelligent hypertrophy. This is just maximizing everything you can possibly maximize. This is how you will really fine-tune that mental connection with your muscles to get them, I don't want to get people hopeful and say like really big or anything like that, but to improve the size in a way that you haven't before, in a really simple way, just by improving focus. Now this improved focus to your muscles obviously improves your proprioception, which is just your ability to feel where your body is in space. And that is tremendous for lots of things like gymnastic movements, plyometric movements, any kind of athlete, sport, fighter, you name it. This is all tremendously important. It's called muscle control. Now, old school bodybuilders, the good ones, before bodybuilding became who can take as many drugs as possible without dying from it. Back in the day when bodybuilders were healthy, had healthy physiques, were big, natural, they also had excellent muscle control. I'm talking about bronze and silver era bodybuilders. They also had tremendous muscle control. This is why they had such great muscle control. It aids tremendously in body movements of any type, and of course it aids tremendously in improving your muscle size. Once again, just maximizing whatever you are already using with newfound knowledge. So essentially guys, mind-muscle connection, flex when you're doing it. That is improving mind-muscle connection. Put your brain inside the muscle you're training. Of course, this helps tremendously. If you can visualize the anatomy mentally, just watch my videos for that, I have thousands. Or if you can just put your brain in the muscle via just feeling it. Some people can't visualize things, so just feeling it. That's where the touching comes in. Have a partner do it with your offhand. But you really want to feel maximum hardness, maximum contraction from the very beginning of the movement all the way till the end of the movement. It's going to take longer than a typical rep. Of course, it's going to take 5-6 times as long. You're going to be shaking and quivering. It's going to be more effective. So try it out your next day, guys. Whichever day it is, I'll be making videos about this topic more. This is just a quick little introduction video for you guys who haven't heard me talk about the mind-muscle connection in a while. But here's this video. I'll be making a bunch more videos about it, how to improve it, how to feel it for each muscle, etc. But I hope you found this video helpful. And as always, guys, thank you very much for the support. Drop a comment if you have any questions or if you have any recommendations for things you want me to talk about with this topic. And as always, have a great day and stay healthy.